How can people use these substances responsibly? And the reason I ask is I had a client recently who is an addict as well, and he was in a mental health facility that they were talking about the use of psychedelics, and he kind of freaked out because he was like, I'm an addict. I can't even entertain this because my brain goes straight to abusing it. Mm-hmm. So how can people like that use it responsibly or understand how it can be healing for them? Because it sounds like you've had that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's your journey.
Yes. So someone who's been to rehab twice, died of a drug overdose, and they didn't give me Narcan and send me home. I was on the operating table for 24 hours. My brother had to sit there for 24 hours. And they told him I was dead more than once. And to hear that story was really intense. Yeah, I never heard that story before. And these medicines will peel away the layers or the visceral reaction that is leading you, the visceral reaction to the trauma that's leading you to addiction. It takes that away. So then you can see it and go, yeah, oh, okay, that's what I have to deal with. Okay, well now I'm not disturbed by it to the point of wanting to go and use.
Yeah.
And people can't conceptualize that until they do it. You know, you'll never know until you try. And if you're not doing healing at home, like I got this bag of ketamine, I'm going to go snort it and try to get better. You should be under a supervised, whether that's in a clinic with ketamine or in the jungles with ayahuasca or on the reservation with mushrooms or whatever it is. You need structure and community and homework and something we call integration. Integration is the most important part. So otherwise, it's just a drug.
Yeah.
But you have to look at it as medicine. You have to word it as medicine. You have to really change your frame of thought and reference to it all so you can approach it properly. And yeah, you know, you can take mushrooms at Coachella and have a life-changing experience and never want to do anything bad again. But we're humans surrounded by 5G and social media and, you know, all this crazy stuff. It's really hard for that to happen.
Yeah.
So it takes work. People always ask, well, why do you have to keep doing that? Because the layers are piled on top of each other, and you have to peel back a lot of layers because you're not going to get all the way to the bottom in one go. Yeah. More than likely. Yeah. Sometimes, sure. But if you can do that, God bless you, I guess. But you probably had a really boring life. Yeah. You know, and trauma only comes in a few flavors, as you know, or all afflicted with at least one of them. Most of us have more than one. And you just have to have the structure and the community. And I highly recommend having an integration coach. Yeah. That's something that I do pretty much for free most of the time. I have very few paid clients. I do the integration coaching because it's what people deserve. They need to be led in that direction.
Yeah. I'm curious. I mean, I've never talked to someone who's died before. What do you remember from that experience? And zero. Okay.
Yeah. And no white light, nothing. That actually led me to be like, there's no fucking God.
Really?
There's no God.
Yeah.
And I fought it for a while. And I said, no, you're fucking joking. You know, like, Jesus doesn't love you. You know, why would he do this to us? And I mean, the amount of trauma that I have from my best friend dying in my arms, my other best friend killing his wife and killing himself, and me being the first person on the scene, to my first coach. You know, my first two coaches were paired. One of them, because they split, I went with this one, and he kicked me out of the gym for being a bad kid, like 19, and killed himself a couple of days later. You know, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to peel back those layers. You have to get into it. You know, the addiction, it takes daily work.
Yeah.
You know, it takes daily work and forgiving yourself and to find God, whatever that means to you. The God word has been bastardized.
Yeah, agreed.
And I get why it's a dirty word to people. Universe, whatever you want to call it. But like spiritualism, that everyone's all about, this light language and people doing all this stuff. And it's godless for the most part. Talking about the chakras, I've studied the Vedic text. I do Kundalini. I do the breath work. I pray at every altar I can. Lindsay, my coach, is a Buddhist. My mentor, my main mentor in life, Jason Henderson, ran SEAL Team 6 for 20 years. He's a Catholic. I have Sontantar Sarai, my guru, my guy, my Kundalini teacher who does gong ceremonies. Like I sit with all these people because I want to learn all of it. Because that's what Jesus did. When he was from 3 years old to 30, he traveled the world, he traveled that part of the world and learned from all these people. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm not trying to think I'm Jesus or anything. I just like learning things.
Yeah.
Because I spent most of my life not ignoring learning. All I knew was I fight. Ian fight good. Yeah.
Okay.
And now, I even go to Catholic church sometimes, because I'm a Catholic. It's where I like the mission is beautiful. I've never been to the mission, but it's the jewel of the missions. It's incredibly pretty. The message is great. I like structure. I like that sort of religion. And that's just me. You can do whatever form of, you're a Christian, cool. Put your hands in the air and cry, roll on the ground, grab a snake, whatever you're into.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just understand that it's important because it all this around us wasn't just a random thing. This was all created by something, some intelligent design, and math can't compute it. And that's the other things I've tried to study is physics, and one of my best friends growing up is a physics professor, and I'm lost half the time, but I listen, and all I keep hearing is at the end they're like, we don't know. Exactly. You don't know shit. You have all these great fucking writings on board. What does it really mean? You don't even know, and then you don't even know what this number that started the whole thing means. It's like, you guys are silly. Come on, grow up, Peter Pan.